Imagine waking up to an entirely new garden, all without the need for a professional landscaper. Picture the transformation, the metamorphosis from a humble patch of earth into a vibrant oasis. It's about more than just aesthetics, it's about creating a sanctuary, a personal Eden right at your doorstep. The magic lies in 10 simple yet miraculous tips that anyone can implement. So, stay tuned to uncover these simple yet miraculous tips that will make your garden the envy of the neighborhood. The first miracle tip for a garden transformation is to use mulch. Now you might be asking, why mulch? Well, mulch is a superhero in disguise for your garden. It's like a shield, protecting your garden from the harsh elements, while also enriching it with nutrients. It helps the soil retain moisture, meaning your plants won't go thirsty on those hot summer days. But that's not all. Mulch also plays a significant role in reducing the growth of those pesky weeds. By covering the ground with a layer of mulch, you're essentially blocking the sunlight, which weeds need to grow. Now when it comes to applying mulch, timing is everything. The best times are in the spring, to suppress weeds and retain moisture, and in the fall, to insulate plants from the winter cold. Remember, a little mulch can go a long way in your garden. With mulch, your garden will not only look more polished but also healthier. Tip number 2. Embrace the power of plant grouping. Now when we talk about plant grouping, we're talking about creating an ensemble of plants that not only complement each other visually, but also share similar care requirements. The brilliance of plant grouping lies in its ability to create a captivating, cohesive garden picture, while also fostering a healthier environment for your plants to thrive. Imagine a cluster of vibrant marigolds right next to a bed of lush ferns. The contrast in textures and colors creates a mesmerizing visual feast, right? But it's not just about aesthetics. Grouping plants with similar sunlight and watering needs can significantly improve their health and growth. Plus, a group of plants can help regulate soil temperature and maintain soil moisture better than a solitary plant. So, the next time you plan your garden layout, think in clusters, not individual plants. Grouping plants can turn a plain garden into a visual feast. Our third tip: illuminate your garden with strategic lighting. Now let's shed some light on this transformative tip. You see, the power of lighting in a garden is often underestimated. When used correctly, it can change the entire ambiance of your garden, especially after the sun goes down. Consider the use of low-voltage landscape lights to highlight the striking features of your garden. These can be placed near a beautiful flower bed or a unique garden statue. Solar lights are also a brilliant option, providing an eco-friendly way to add a warm glow to your garden pathways or patio. For those who love to entertain, string lights hung overhead can create a charming and inviting atmosphere. You might also think about using spotlights to highlight the texture and color of your trees, creating dramatic shadows that dance in the night. And remember, it's all about balance. Too much light can be overwhelming, while too little can leave your garden in the shadows. Experiment with different levels and types of lighting until you find the perfect combination for your garden. With the right lighting, your garden can become a magical retreat after sunset. Opening. Next, we're going to quickly cover 3 more transformative tips. Let's start with color coordination. Think of your garden as a canvas and your plants as the paint. By thoughtfully coordinating the colors of your plants, you can create a visually appealing masterpiece. Consider a color scheme that complements your home's exterior, or perhaps a seasonal palette that changes throughout the year. You might go for a monochromatic scheme for a calming effect, or a vibrant mix for a more dynamic look. Remember, the beauty is in the variety. Now let's talk about vertical gardening. This is a wonderful solution for small spaces, as it allows you to grow plants upwards rather than outwards. From climbing roses to trailing ivy, there are countless plants that love to grow vertically. And it's not just about walls and fences. Consider trellises, pergolas, or even hanging baskets. Vertical gardening adds depth and interest to your garden, and it's a great way to make the most of every square inch. Lastly, let's touch on regular pruning. Pruning is like giving your plants a haircut, encouraging them to grow thicker and healthier. It's also an opportunity to shape your plants and keep them looking their best. The key to successful pruning is knowing when and how much to prune. As a rule of thumb, prune flowering plants after they've bloomed, and prune foliage plants in late winter or early spring. Just remember, less is more. It's better to prune a little at a time than to overdo it. Each of these tips, color coordination, vertical gardening, and regular pruning, has its own unique benefits. They can help you create a garden that's not only beautiful but also healthy and well-maintained. And the best part? You can start implementing these tips right away. and see a significant transformation in your garden almost overnight. Closing. These 3 tips can significantly enhance the look and health of your garden. Finally, we'll reveal our last 4 miracle tips. First up, let's dive into the world of water features. A well-placed water feature can transform your garden into a tranquil oasis. From bubbling fountains to peaceful ponds, water features can add an element of serenity and can also attract a variety of wildlife, enhancing the natural beauty of your garden. Next, let's talk about native plants. These are the plants that naturally grow in your region. They're not just a sustainable choice, but they also require less maintenance and water, as they're adapted to the local climate and soil conditions. Plus, they provide a familiar habitat for local wildlife. So, by going native, you're not just making your life easier, but you're also doing your part for local biodiversity. Moving on to our third tip, composting. Think of it as recycling for your garden. By turning kitchen scraps and yard waste into nutrient-rich compost, you're not only reducing waste but also providing your plants with a natural and healthy boost. It's a win-win for you and the environment. And last but certainly not least, seasonal decorations. These are the icing on the cake for your garden. By incorporating decorations that reflect the current season, you can keep your garden looking fresh and vibrant all year round. For example, in the autumn, you could add some pumpkins and colorful leaves, while in the spring you could introduce pastel pots and Easter-themed decorations. Each of these tips can make a massive difference in your garden, whether it's the soothing sound of a water feature, the low-maintenance beauty of native plants, the eco-friendly benefits of composting, or the festive charm of seasonal decorations. Each element can contribute to a garden that's not just beautiful, but also a reflection of you. Remember, the best garden is the one that brings you joy. Now that you've learned these 10 miracle tips, the garden of your dreams is within reach. The magic of transformation lies in your hands, and with these simple yet effective strategies, you can bring about a remarkable change in your garden. Let's take a moment to revisit these tips. The power of mulch cannot be overstated. It's a gardener's best friend, protecting the soil, retaining moisture, and adding a finished look to your garden. It's like the cherry on top of an ice cream sundae, the final touch that pulls everything together. Plant grouping, our second tip, is a game changer. By grouping plants according to their watering needs, you not only save water but also ensure each plant gets the care it needs. It's like organizing a choir where each voice harmonizes beautifully with the others. Our third tip, lighting, can breathe life into your garden, illuminating its beauty even after sundown. It's like adding a touch of sparkle to your favorite outfit, enhancing its charm. Color coordination, vertical gardening, and regular pruning. These 3 tips are the keystones of a visually stunning garden. Like an artist arranging his palette, color coordination can create visual harmony. Vertical gardening, akin to a sculptor carving a masterpiece, can maximize space and add depth. Regular pruning, like a hairdresser's careful snipping, keeps your garden neat and healthy. Water features, native plants, composting, and seasonal decorations. These 4 tips are the heart and soul of an ever-evolving garden. Water features are like the soothing melody of a lullaby, adding tranquility. Native plants, like the comfort of home, are easy to grow and maintain. Composting is the secret to a nutritious meal for your plants. Seasonal decorations, like changing fashion trends, keep your garden fresh and exciting. These tips are not just for the seasoned gardener but for anyone with a love for green spaces. It doesn't matter if your garden is a sprawling estate or a small balcony, these tips can be tailored to fit your needs. Remember, the garden of your dreams is not a distant fantasy. It's within reach, waiting for you to bring it to life. With these 10 miracle tips, you're not just transforming your garden, but you're also creating a sanctuary, a haven of peace and beauty, right at your doorstep. Implement these tips and watch as your garden transforms overnight. You hold the power to transform your garden overnight. With these 10 miracle tips, the garden of your dreams is within reach. So why wait? Start implementing these tips today. Witness the magic unfold as your garden transforms before your eyes. And remember, gardening is a journey, not a destination. We'd love to hear about your gardening experiences. Did the tips work for you? What changes did you notice? We can't wait to see your garden transformations. Share your results and let's grow together.